Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and in today's video, we're going to be doing some technical analysis on Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency markets because, guys, if you've been watching Bitcoin and its altcoin friends for the last couple of days, you will have noticed that Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency market have been doing quite well, and I do believe that Bitcoin is setting up for an incoming rally and potentially a bull run starting in the end of July and moving on into August and hopefully further on into the future. I think the market's looking pretty well, guys. There's some things I want to show you on the Bitcoin chart today, and there's some things I want to show you on several altcoin charts. We're going to be getting into that in today's video, but we're also going to be talking about some news coming out of Coinbase, as Coinbase has finally gotten the go-ahead to list crypto assets that are labeled securities by the SEC. This is a big deal. We're going to be talking about this later on in the video, so if you enjoyed today's video, definitely consider dropping a like, hitting that subscribe button, and smashing the notification bell, guys. We do cryptocurrency videos every single day, and I wouldn't want you to miss any of them, so let's get right into it. Bitcoin is currently trading at around $6,700, up about $1,000 from its recent low of around $5,750, where it got support on the $100 billion market capitalization level. It has around $4.5 billion in market volume in the last 24 hours, and it's only up about 1.67% in the last 24 hours. It's rather neutral in the last 24 hours. As you may have seen on the chart here, we have just kind of started to flag out here around some levels of resistance that we're going to be talking about, but Bitcoin has been rather neutral, and as such, the rest of the cryptocurrency market has been rather neutral. As you can see, a lot of the top 10 are green. We have 5 green and 3 red, excluding Tether here, but the entire cryptocurrency market in general is pretty red, pretty neutral. If we sort by change over 24 hours, we see 5 double-digit gainers, and I don't think we see any double-digit losers, so it's a little bit more positive than negative anyway. Total market capitalization is just under $270 billion right now. We're still over that important level of $250 billion. I don't think $250 billion market cap is as important a level of support as $100 billion on Bitcoin is, because to kind of trade around $100 billion market cap for Bitcoin, you only have to trade one asset, one cryptocurrency, that being Bitcoin. But to try and hold this at $250 billion, the bulls would have to trade everything. So I think Bitcoin's market cap is a much stronger level of support and resistance than this one up here is. Bitcoin's market dominance is still just a little bit over the answer to the life, universe, and everything of 42%, but I think we're going to see that come down. We've talked about on the channel before about how market dominance normally has an inverse correlation with Bitcoin's price action. When Bitcoin's market dominance is going up, that typically correlates with Bitcoin's price action going down, which, of course, if Bitcoin's price is going down, the rest of the cryptocurrency market isn't doing that well either. But it looks like we're starting to have a little bit of a reversal there. The market is looking quite well right now, guys, and I think that we're going to see some good things coming into the next month or so. Now that we're on the chart, there's several things that we have to talk about here on the Bitcoin chart. Let me get this out of here. There are several things that we have to talk about on the Bitcoin chart today, and the first one is the inverse head and shoulders pattern that we've been looking at so much here on the channel. Now, of course, if you guys can't see the inverse head and shoulders pattern, I'll go ahead and draw it for you. That would be the left shoulder right there. That would be the head, and that would be the right shoulder right there. That would be our inverse head and shoulders pattern. Now, I'm really excited to see what happens in the next couple of days here, because what we're looking for Bitcoin to do is break the neckline. We have the level of resistance, which would be the neckline right here. If we break above that, that's going to be a big deal, and what we're likely to see is Bitcoin come straight up here to this 100-day moving average. Not straight up here, but I think we'd probably be up around $7,500 within a week of breaking that moving average. I really do believe that we would see Bitcoin start moving that quickly, because this has been a long time coming. This is a month-long inverse head and shoulders pattern. This is not a short-term inverse head and shoulders pattern. This is a big pattern, and this actually has a lot of weight if it does play out the way I think it's going to. Now, there's a couple of other things that we want to talk about in relation to moving averages. One of the facts that we have to look at is this red moving average right here. Someone in the comments asked me to start naming the moving averages by their color, which of course I should. This red moving average that you can see right here is the 50-day simple moving average, and right now something kind of worrying is happening. It's coming down here to meet up with the level of resistance that we have on the neckline. So we're actually getting resistance at not one but 2 levels of resistance. Now, there's 2 different ways that you can interpret that when that happens in a market, and normally I interpret it in the first way, and the first way is that makes that level of resistance even stronger, because Bitcoin has to get through 2 levels of resistance. It has to get through the level of resistance that is the neckline, which in an inverse head and shoulders pattern you would expect it to, but it is still a textbook level of resistance. And then you also have to get through the 50-day moving average, which historically has been a very powerful moving average. So you could look at it that way and say that, well, that makes that a very strong level of resistance, and it's going to be hard to get through there. But since the 50-day moving average is curving down, and since we should break the resistance level anyway, another way you can look at that is, okay, well, good. Bitcoin's breaking 2 key levels of resistance at the same time. It's kind of a glass half full, half empty kind of thing. I'm going to let you guys make up your mind on that. I do think we'll probably end up breaking that. One other thing that we want to talk about are these 2 moving averages down here. I covered this in yesterday's video. But Bitcoin has gotten above its 20-day simple moving average, or excuse me, his 20-day exponential moving average, which is this top moving average right here, and the 21-day simple moving average, which is right down here. Now, these two moving averages have extremely similar uses. The only reason I have them both up is because sometimes Bitcoin gets support and resistance around one and not the other, but they're both used in a very similar manner. And when Bitcoin does get above one of those moving averages, that's typically a very bullish sign, and we are back above those as of yesterday. Another thing that we want to talk about is on the hour chart. So let's zoom in here to the hour chart and get a little more detailed view of what Bitcoin is looking like. As you can see here, what we're seeing in this right shoulder is basically a textbook round bottom. Now, a round bottom is exactly what it sounds like. It's basically just when the market does a number like that and it looks like a cup or a round bottom. Now, one thing that someone in the Discord pointed out, if you guys haven't already joined the Discord, go ahead. There's a link in the pinned comment. I would be very happy to see you guys over there. But someone that's in the Discord pointed out, I forget who it was. I think it was Crypto Grandma. If it was you, tell me in the comments. Yeah, she's in the channel a lot, but I think she was the one that pointed this out, is that this could potentially be forming into a cup and handle pattern. This is something that we haven't seen on the Bitcoin chart in quite a while, but we did kind of see it form it was in late February. I might zoom out and show you that. But what a cup and handle pattern would see Bitcoin do would see it get resistance at the neckline up here, come down, have a little retracement, maybe to somewhere around $6,600, and then come up and break the neckline in a manner like that. Now, that is typically a bullish pattern because what that actually establishes is an ascending triangle pattern, because you would draw the ascending triangle right there and you have the flat top of resistance up there. That is kind of a dangerous pattern, though, because if you don't actually break through the neckline the second time, what you've done is you've established a double top. So we don't really want, I would prefer for Bitcoin to not actually establish a cup and handle pattern, because you run the risk of establishing a double top, and I don't want to see that happen. But if it does happen and we pull back to $6,600, somewhere around there, then we still see a cup and handle pattern possibly in the card. So don't get too concerned, because there is still hope if we do pull back a little bit and get resistance on that neckline for right now. Now, I want to move on to the altcoins and talk about some things that we're seeing in Ethereum, XRP, Bitcoin Cash, and Litecoin. I believe it's not happened on EOS yet, but if we come out here to the one-day chart, remember that 20-day exponential moving average and the 21-day simple moving average that I was talking about earlier on the video. And like I said at the beginning of the video, you may know what I'm talking about here. There is a lot of importance around these two moving averages. I've talked about this a lot for like the last month. You guys have probably heard me ranting about it. I made a video about how important it is for Bitcoin to break these, and then while I was recording it, it broke them. You can watch that video on the top right. That was hilarious. But these are important moving averages because if a cryptocurrency gets through them, it typically indicates that that cryptocurrency is about to turn around. As you can see down here, when Ethereum initially broke these two, it went on a little rally. I'm not going to show you a ton of examples, but if you guys go back on the charts, then you will see tons of examples of that happening. Just get your 20-day exponential and your 21-day simple moving average up. You'll see that happen all over the place on the daily chart. When a cryptocurrency gets above these two levels, and really either one, like I said, they're very similar levels, but as you can see, they can deviate a little bit up here, so I like to use both of them. When a cryptocurrency gets above one of these, it typically signals a reversal, and Ethereum has finally broken both of these levels and is coming down to set set support on these levels right now on the 20-day exponential moving average. I'm very excited to see that because Ethereum has $50 billion of market capitalization behind it. It is by no means a lightweight. Bitcoin is obviously top dog, but Ethereum is number 2 and a very close number 2. Bitcoin is just a little over twice as highly valued as Ethereum is. So to see Ethereum break this and start to look even more bullish is a very good sign also, because we want the entire cryptocurrency market to move up, not just Bitcoin, because Bitcoin cannot sustain a bull market on its own like it used to be able to, at least not as easily as it used to be able to. So I'm very glad to see this happening on Ethereum, but the good news doesn't end there, because the same thing is happening on XRP. XRP has well over $10 billion of market capitalization behind it as well. It's another power player. It's getting above its simple moving average and its exponential moving average. Bitcoin Cash doing the same thing. As we can see, it's getting above these two levels. I'm very excited to see that. Litecoin, I believe, is getting above that. I don't think EOS has yet, but Litecoin has just gotten above its 20-day exponential moving average. If we come down to EOS, last I checked, I don't think EOS had, but it was trying to. Yeah, as we can see, EOS is trying to get above these two levels. If EOS can get above there, that's another good sign. But guys, you guys can go do the math on how much market cap that is. Ethereum plus XRP plus Bitcoin Cash plus Litecoin. That's a lot of market capitalization. I would estimate, I'm not going to do the math right now, that's probably around, 47, 60... That's almost exactly $80 billion in market capitalization turning bullish in the last day. So there you go. $80 billion of market capitalization has just become bullish in my books. That's a very good sign, and I'm very excited to see that continue to play out. Tell me in the comment section down below what you think about that. I think that's a very good sign. If we can get the altcoins back on the side of Bitcoin, because Bitcoin's been trying to go bullish for the last couple of weeks, but it really hasn't had altcoin support. Now the altcoins are kind of rallying the troops and coming in with them. I think if Bitcoin can, one, break this neckline and this 50-day moving average of resistance, and two, if those altcoins stay above those important levels, that's going to be a really good thing, and we could easily see Bitcoin be up or above $7,000, up close to $8,000 within the next couple of weeks. I'm very excited to see what's going to play out in the next couple of days and in the next couple of weeks on the Bitcoin charts. I'm getting goosebumps, guys. I love watching markets. This is so much fun. Let's go ahead and move on over to the news before we wrap the video up. As I said in the intro, Coinbase has finally gotten the go-ahead to list crypto assets with the securities label. Now, guys, this is a big deal because Bitcoin and Ethereum have been confirmed by the SEC as not being securities, but XRP hasn't. XRP could very well still become a security, and it is traded by Coinbase. XRP could easily be labeled as a security. Now, because XRP is the token, okay? This is something I need to establish. XRP is the token, it's the cryptocurrency, whatever. It's the coin. Ripple is actually a company. There's a difference there, and XRP is not exactly what you would consider a security, but there is the possibility that the SEC labels XRP as a security. And if it does, Coinbase, if it didn't have this go-ahead, would have to delist it. And that would be a very bad thing because that could be some really, really bearish news. We wouldn't want to see something like that happen. So even if that does happen now and XRP gets listed as a security, or another major altcoin that Coinbase or some other exchange is listing gets labeled as a security, if that were to happen, at least Coinbase can trade them. Now, this hasn't happened for like Bittrex or anything, I don't think. This hasn't happened for Binance, I don't believe. But at least Coinbase has the go-ahead to do this, and because Coinbase has the go-ahead, its subsidiaries do also. So GDAX would still be able to actually list these securities. So what the SEC would have been able to do for a while is, if it didn't like a security, and this might not be exactly how they're supposed to operate, but if there's some politics behind the scenes or something where they don't like a cryptocurrency, label it a security, and then every single cryptocurrency exchange that's under a U.S. jurisdiction has to delist them. That would be a very bad thing for that cryptocurrency, and luckily, if that were to happen now, at least that security or cryptocurrency or whatever you call it could be traded on Coinbase. And this is not only a good thing for that reason, it's also a good thing because it is another example, we've seen a lot of examples of this lately, of the SEC and other regulatory institutions getting involved in the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency markets and really starting to establish the regulatory framework that we need to see for Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency space to go from a fledgling industry into a serious industry that has trillions of dollars in it. And if that happens, guys, well, guess what? We made a lot of money, and that's what we're here for. We want to make money, and we want to see Bitcoin be adopted. That's like the two. Come on, tell me in the comment section down below if you're not here to make money and see Bitcoin become mass adopted. Those are like the two best things in the cryptocurrency market, and news like this helps both of those. I'm very excited to see this. I don't want to blow this out of the water. I don't want to overinflate how important this is. There have been a couple of other companies. I believe Circle has also gotten the go-ahead for this kind of it's gotten this kind of news. So this isn't the biggest news in the world, but I am excited to see the SEC and other regulatory institutions like FINRA, right down here, the Financial Industry Regulatory Authority, getting involved in cryptocurrency and really starting to kind of establish the regulatory landscape so that more institutional investors, more accredited investors, more people from Wall Street are more willing to get into the cryptocurrency space. This is what we need, guys. We don't want to be scared by regulation because regulation is going to come if we get to like $1 trillion market capitalization anyway. Regulation is going to happen if we're going to reach mass adoption. Now, I don't think federal governments are going anywhere in the next 10 years. This is going to happen, and I think it is happening, and when it does happen, it's going to make it much easier for more institutional money and more regular people to come into the cryptocurrency space because they feel safer about it. But anyway, guys, tell me in the comment section down below what you think of this news. Tell me in the comment section down below what you think of Bitcoin and its altcoin friends. Do you think Bitcoin is going to break its neckline and its 50-day moving average of resistance? I think it probably will. I think that cup and handle pattern could also play out. We'll see what happens. I think even if Bitcoin doesn't break that neckline and it doesn't break the 50-day moving average, I think we're going to see that happen in the short term. I think we're going to see that happen in a little while anyway. I think it's going to happen anyway. That's what I was trying to say. Tell me in the comment section down below if you agree with me. Do you think it's a good thing that the altcoins are finally on the side of Bitcoin and finally starting to look bullish, or do you think I'm overinflating that? I'm very interested to hear your opinions on the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency markets. Tell me in the comment section down below. And also, if you haven't already, go ahead, join the Discord server. We have an awesome bot over there that I actually use to research these videos that posts news automatically. A lot of people that join the Discord server don't know where that is. It's in #AutoNews in the Discord server. Come join the Discord server. It posts news automatically. It's so cool. I love that bot. I forget who. I think J.Test recommended that. So go shout out J.Test. Do @J.Test. Thank you. Tell him thank you. It's a really cool bot. But go ahead and join the Discord server. There'll be a link in the pinned comment, and I might put it in the description. But anyway, guys, that's going to wrap it up for this video. I want to thank each and every single one of you for watching. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.